Make it fair, like,
We'll make it okay here.
I'll
What
be
makes you
muted for
think?
most of it.
Okay, here. What makes you think that I won't be unfair? Of course, I'll be fair. All right.
Basically, all you have to do is if someone's talking, let them talk. Once they're finished,
Let them talk.
then
Yeah.
start. That's all it is. So you're not trying to overtalk everyone. Yeah, you might like say, hang on, can I just say something? Then yeah, but
joined.
Well, did he join?
Yeah. Don't make too much of a fuss about it, because.
All right. I will. Okay, here.
I guess I'll be a bystander. Because...
Yeah.
I'll be
no
as well. Unless I'll actually have something to say.
I will be staying here. I'm gonna be as well. Speaking.
Okay, we're gonna let's just have a what's the word have a discussion, all right? Because if we have a freak out and have have a freak out over someone's opinions, how are we gonna have a discussion?
Let's all take turns and discuss what we have to say.
Yes, good idea. I only have a few minutes because yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right.
XDN, if you want to start, if you want. Since
what is the first?
We'll start with him.
What's the first topic? Yeah, go first. Yeah, go first.
Yeah, go for it.
What any topic that of my choice?
Yeah, you start whichever topic you want.
Okay, all right. So I want to start off with the thing that I've been that's been bugging me is the 13-year-olds having sex with another minors having sex with minors. I believe that it's coming down to morality. It is not it's not a good thing for minors to have these sexual pleasures. It is not a good thing. If you're 18 and above, if you reach a conclusion of consent, and if you're at an age that is appropriate, then all right, then whatever. But when we're talking about minors having sex with other minors, that is where the line is drawn. Because let's say here, what if that the two individuals, two opposite genders, have sex and they don't have protection, sexual protection. The female is going to get pregnant, and teen pregnancy is not good. And it's a topic that I don't agree with minors having sex with other minors. It comes down to morality. I don't agree with it. It's wrong. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
All right, so first of all, what I'm going to clarify is when you say minors with other minors, that implies that any minors can be with any minors, which I don't think. I'm specifically talking about the same age, exactly the same age. And also, so basically, I'm not saying, hey, go and do this, just everyone go do this. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is that it's basically an inevitability. Not everyone, it will happen to everyone, but like it's common enough, especially because you're in puberty, and there are like you are more active in that sense, like mentally. Well, people tend to be once they hit that age. It's so my thinking of this is that instead of shaming it and like just like shunning and punishing it, they like because when you do that, because like teenagers, they don't usually listen to people. Like they'll do anything even if they tell them not to. They'll just find a way around it and do it anyway. And when you do it like that, that's when it's dangerous and stuff. Because usually, at least where I live,
I live in the same city, so
okay. Well, well, when this happened to me, I was in Regina, Saskatchewan. But so by that age, we already in school. We already like learned, which is why I am also a big advocate for sex ed in schools, because what it does is it teaches you about consent, and it teaches you about like protection. It's a good knowledge to have. So
I agree with that.
If it's in a place where you're not going when you're not going to be basically like super like in trouble and punished, when the inevitable happens, it's more likely to be safer, and it's just more likely to be not like as bad as a thing. And also so basically it's because like okay, there's a lot of things to talk about, because there's a lot of things that are getting misrepresented, but basically yeah. But if it's with another minor, then as long as they're the same age, then it's fine. I get that you can it's like you disagree with them morally, that's fine, but legally though, it's not that really bad at all. It's not even legal. There are specific exceptions written into the law in both my country and also in the United States, which specifically exempt and allow that sort of thing to happen. What is his name? Celix or Electric said. Whoever wrote that as Celix, whoever did it, was that Electric or was that Celix? I don't know. Besides the point.
What were you talking about?
Before
Oh, sorry.
the dildo thing, like whatever. Especially if it's like just one person alone and you're a minor, then I don't give a shit at all. Like you can do whatever you want in your own privacy of your own bedroom. Like it's again, you can find it weird, but just doing it by yourself is even like I'd say morally is even more acceptable than with another person. Instead to just because again, the stuff is it's like it's inevitable. It's just a part of growing up.
I'll just pop in here. So, do you think that maybe there's a lack of education in the whole thing, which if there's a better education to it all, it would maybe improve things? It would maybe help people understand the whole situation?
Yes, very much.
Yeah.
Very much. I really agree on that. Especially in some places in the United States where the method of teaching it is basically just scare tactic, and they don't actually teach consent, or they don't actually teach how to do stuff like put on a condom. They don't.
I'm looking at justice.gc.ca. It says the age of consent is where's that? If the age of consent of sexual activity is 16 years.
No.
14 or 15-year-old can consent to sexual activity is less than 5 years or older.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Switch it up. What topic would you like to talk about?
Do you think maybe you're transphobic?
Yes, I am. Online, not in person, because I don't talk about that. So, first thing, I know you will disagree on me, but I'm not transphobic. A more conservative worldview, and there's this, and let me. Okay, so when you unfriended me, when we had that pointless drama, you said that Matt Walsh. Okay, so Matt Walsh, he I think you know this. He released a documentary called People, where you said that if you think that you identify as a woman, you're a woman. I disagree with that. That in itself isn't transphobic. I don't believe I'm transphobic. I'm talking about science, and a lot of people on the liberal side or the left side say they believe in science.
All right, so I think a lot of your misunderstandings come from the fact that you're confusing sex, which is like the physical, biological part, and then also gender, which is mostly in social and also part of more so neuroscience. So, to your last point, science actually does support trans people, and pretty much most medical organizations in pretty much every single developed country in the world supports and agrees on a consensus that about like supporting trans people. So if you're talking in terms of sex, keep in mind sex is not gender. Sex, so a biological male in terms of sex, you're right, is not a biological female also in the terms of sex. And also no trans person is claiming that they are a biological female, they're claiming that they are a trans female. The Scientific American. But it's gender, the social part, is mostly a spectrum, and there's a lot of things that I don't think I can all go over because it's really complicated. And about it being complicated, there's a talking point that I hear a lot from the right, which says that it's not basic biology, which is true. It isn't basic biology. It's a more complex version of biology. It's more so in neuroscience. And so Matt Walsh says a lot of things that aren't good at all. It shouldn't even be
What does
political. So Matt Walsh, not only because what he does is he a lot of the time it's like under the guise of protecting the children. However, he's not just saying that. Like he there's so much shit. So it's not just for that. He doesn't want any trans people to exist in public at all. He wants the erasure of all trans people, and he wants every single mention and any single mention in public of like an LGBTQ person should be just not there. And he uses the word grooming, which is really weird because grooming does not even apply at all. Like, that's a completely different word. Yeah, give a crap about pronoun usage. It's if you struggle, then like if you're at least trying to, then that's fine. If you're trying to, because people still make mistakes, like accidental misgendering. It happens all the time. It's fine, but like it doesn't take any effort at all to just respect someone's pronouns, even if you don't agree with it, because it doesn't literally no reason not to. Yeah, it's just, okay. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say because like it's not that.
It's a very complex topic.
It's very complex, and you dumped a lot of information.
I'll jump in. It's more so with your genders. It's more so in your head more than anything else. So basically,
Gender is in your head,
yeah, it's not a biological thing as such. Well, I guess yeah, because basically what I would always say is a woman is not a sex. Being a woman or a man is not sex. That is your genders. I would always go for male or female as sex. So, because they're obviously male, female, they're two sexes, and that's all there is for sex. But obviously, when you get to your genders, it's literally just people wanting to be whatever they want. And as you say, people get pronouns wrong all the time, and it happens because you look at someone, you say, "Oh well, they're female or they're male," as in the sex, and you just assume that they go by the same pronouns as a man or a woman, for example, by their appearance or whatever. And then obviously people get corrected by it, and then it's just it is common sense to at least try your very best to follow what they want you to say. But it's, as I say, it's kind of just it's all in the head. It's just what people want.
Because gender, it's in the head, as in it's like mostly neuroscience, but also it's the concept of like man and woman in terms of gender, not sex. I'm talking about gender, just to clarify, is completely socially constructed and does not exist in nature.